Hold on. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? And I gotta change the thumbnail because what the hell is going on here? What's going on here? All I was saying, y'all, was welcome, welcome, welcome in. We're gonna go ahead and get this live started. We got about 2 hours to get in and to get out. Okay, I cannot be here with y'all all night. The sisters, folks, will be highly pissed. Highly pissed. If y'all can hear me now. Okay, perfection. Sorry about that. Y'all know Erica love to have a technical difficulty. We is producing and talent on our own show. So y'all be bearing with me, and I really, really appreciate it. Y'all hit that like button for me, pretty please. Welcome in. Let me know how y'all feeling today. How y'all feel about this Wednesday live, actually? Like, how y'all feel about this time? How y'all feel about this day? Because you know what? I was like a little bit disappointed when I had to push this back yesterday because I had a lot going on. But I ain't too mad, right? Like, I ain't too mad at today. So I would love to know how y'all feeling about this Wednesday live. I'm like double checking real quick. I had to check the audio for myself. Let me know how y'all feeling about, Wednesdays at 3:30, 3:45. Actually, it's close to 4 o'clock now. Around this time, between 3:30 and 4, going live to talk about All American. Let me know how y'all feel about that. And then also, of course, at the start of every live, we do a rating. So let me know what you are rating episode 3 from season 7 of All American. While I go ahead, and get my live started. Also, what I said when I first came on here that y'all couldn't hear is make sure y'all follow me on other social media platforms that you favorite. Like, whatever your favorite is, make sure that you're following me on it because I'm over there at ericavane.com. I am today going to be starting to stream my live streams on TikTok Live, and then posting clips on the social media platforms. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Let me do that and do this. You feeling good about this live? Okay. Hey, hi, Sans. Shout out to everybody who's up in here. Keish, hey, boo, hey. All the members, thank y'all so much for being members of the channel. Kimberly Felder, Janelle, Kofi, how are y'all? Hey, Kay. Hey, Truth. Hey, Kendra. Hey, Soul Child. Hey, Hyacinth. Hey, I think I already said Kendra. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Kofi says Wednesdays is cool depending on the time. You're going to give the episode an 8.5. You got some thoughts? Hey, Kimberly Founder, Wednesdays is cool. Y'all like Wednesdays better than Tuesday? Let me know. Let me know. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. This, y'all already know, actually. Y'all know a lot about how I feel about this series. And I get so frustrated sometimes because they be coming hard and then they be dropping it. And then they come hard again. And it's just like, listen here. I'm not finna play with your little flat ass face home girl. And that's really how I feel about this episode. Like, it was just so much better than episode 2 to me. And I'm just like, why did we even have to go there? Why do we have to go there? Why do we need to go there with episode 2? Why could we not just be where we're at now? Like, and just stay there? It was giving big stressful for me, but I definitely enjoyed the episode. Also want to see if I want to switch it up. Hey, Adriana, welcome in. Yes, it's good to see you too, Woo. Let me pop this up so I'm not looking down. You're probably like, where is she looking? Okay. All right, let me see where y'all at with the ratings. With the ratings. Okay. Hyacinth gave it a 7 out of 10. Kendra gave it a 7. Kay gave it a 7.5. It was solid. Kimberly Felder gave it an 8. Keish gave it a 7.5. Janelle gave it a 7.5. Okay, y'all all kind of in agreement. I get a little nervous. When everybody start to agree. When y'all all start to click up, I'm like, now that's on the same page. What the hell is that about? We on the same page now? Oh my goodness. I'm feeling really good, y'all, right now. Here we go. There we go. Girl, not you doing too much. Oh, maybe I need to open this up in Chrome. Should I do it in Chrome? Oh no. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this Twitter Spaces together. Keep sharing y'all's ratings and hit that like button for me, pretty please. Cause y'all know y'all gonna like the live. Like, let's be for real. Are we gonna be for real? Or are we gonna be for real? Like, yeah. Especially when they give us some good material to actually discuss. You know you're gonna like the live. Okay, here it is right here. Why is it tweaking out like this? What is going on? Okay. Okay. Put that down there. Hopefully I don't have too much of an echo going on. All right. What is this from? That one is all the way silent. Oh, this one's not. Hold on 1 second, y'all. AA writers are not consistent. Ciao. Yes, that is the beautiful way to say that, for sure. For sure, you're right on. Oh, I didn't even put the chat. Hold on, let me, so I can put the chat on screen. I forgot to do this. Here we go. Hey Dominic, welcome in, boo. Truth gave it a 7.5. Adriana gave it an 8. Naya, hey Naya, welcome in. You give it a cute 8.5. Maybe a 7 because not too much for AA, girl. Not you taking a 1.5 away. Hydro King gave it an 8.5. If you're tuning in over on Twitter Spaces, just know that you can watch the visual of this on YouTube at Erica Vane TV. You still trying to remember the students' names? The only one I remember is Amina. I mean, Khalil was definitely worth remembering. Layla was so beautiful in this episode. She stays beautiful. Like, girl. 2 Bruin storylines for the characters in particular get high ratings for me. Oh, you enjoyed this episode more than episode 2, Janelle? Me too. Way more. Hey, Tripstar VPR. You spent the whole episode talking about it? Really? Well, I guess that's what we're here for and why we're going to get into it. You hope that they do a deeper dive into the dynamics of Coop, Amina, and her mom preach. Yes, they got meat on the bone when it comes to that relationship for sure. They have to honor that. Khalil and Amina made the episode good. Listen, I ain't trying to say I'm a psychic or anything, but it's very much so giving visionary. Because I feel like I clocked this from the beginning. We were having a conversation last week and maybe even the week before. No, we didn't go live the week before. Last week we was having a conversation about y'all talk about this is big bro and little sis, and that Khalil don't see it for that girl and romantically. Y'all said Khalil don't see it for that girl romantically. Y'all had said that. Y'all had said that, but then they turn around and make the episode, and we gonna have to definitely unpack that. We gonna have to definitely unpack that. All right. So I think this live, I really want to go. I think I want to go character by character, um, and unpack it that way. Well, actually, no. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna open it up to some of y'all's initial thoughts first. So let me pop into the Discord and let me open it up so that we can hear some of y'all's thoughts before I get into all of my thoughts, or maybe it'll just spur some of my thoughts. So if you want to share what you feel about the episode, what you're thinking, what you're excited about, what you didn't like, then hop into the Discord right now. Let me see if my links are broken. Also, just know that you have about a minute to land your plane. Why? I don't know why this thing does this. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the Discord. For whatever reason, it's not letting me copy the link for you. I gotta figure out what the problem is with that. At least on my end. Alright. Not you. Now you go on your initial thoughts. Well, we're not going to end off with the thoughts. Now, I'm going to finish the live myself. So that's why we're restructuring it a little bit, because I got to get out of here on time tonight. So if you want to come and sound off, now is the time to do so. Come on into the Discord. Share your thoughts. Link is in the actual chat. Overall, I would agree. I would really agree and give the episode an 8 as well. Like, I'm right there with y'all as it pertains to that. I think that they did a really good job with this episode, and I like that. I don't know, this episode for me really just proved that they don't need all of the old storylines. They don't need the old tropes. They don't need old characters such as Olivia. You literally have all that you need to tell a compelling, interesting, grounded story with the little seeds and the branches from previous storylines, but with the meat centering new characters with new struggles, with new problems, and all of that, right? Like, I totally feel like that's where we are, and I'm very appreciative for it. It's so interesting. I'm hoping that the executives over at the CW are looking at the, well, no, because I feel like they probably were jaded in the response, or seen a jaded response to episode 2 specifically because of the over indexing that there is with the Olivia stanship. But I would hope that they're getting the message that, you know, this show is actually on stable ground, it's on steady legs, and they should really just give their all to it versus trying to hold on to the ghost of like All American Past, because the characters that they decided to give us this season, specifically the new ones, they have stories worth telling. And that was the biggest concern for me of like, could they recreate lightning in a bottle? Could they find additional characters from this world that they established and be able to tell their stories in a new way? And I think that they're actually doing that. I cannot wait for Micah to come in, if she's gonna come in and join. Because, hey Jess, welcome in. Because one of the things that we were talking about last week, right, was we want Amina to have her own storyline, and I think that the beginning of that really started to be established in this episode, and I'm really excited for it. It's probably an even more exciting storyline now. Like, it's crazy because I was really excited for Khalil, but now I'm really excited to go on the journey with Amina and watch how she navigates these very big feelings, these tricky feelings of, gratitude for the life that she has, for the father that she has, for all that she is able to navigate this world with, right? Because she does live in Crenshaw, so I'm sure that she sees things much worse. She has a huge village that is there and rallies around her at any given point, but she also has this natural pushback that she is giving and she's probably feeling with the trying to grow and break out of this box of like childness, which happens normally for teenagers. And then all of that is also enhanced because she doesn't actually have her mother. Her mother is gone. And seeing the nuanced ways in which that particular fact can affect this young girl, to me, just feels so very profound. I didn't even I didn't even think for a moment with the first two episodes that not having Mo there could be the reason for her desire for like over independence, right? But the moment that she started to speak about it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That tracks. Like, it makes sense to want to say that you don't need this thing that you deeply, desperately want because you can't have it. So instead of you feeling like you can't have it, if you tell yourself and you tell the world, hell, I don't need it and I don't need you, then that gives you an internal feeling kind of like power and oh shoot, now you're in here. Hold on one second. It gives you a feeling of faux power, honestly. And ultimately, so much of the conflicts that we experience as humans is us grasping for power in these experiences. And they just, for me specifically with Amina this week, they went to a place where I was really excited for them to go. I thought that this would take them longer to get to, so I'm so excited that we're just like immediately jumping in there. And yeah, Naya, can you hear me? Hold on, I can't hear you. Uh, can you hear me? Hold on, child. That might be me. I can't hear you. Do I have my thing plugged in? Yes, yes. Do we got all of the things, Erica? Hold on, girl. Let me reset real quick. Okay, let me go again. Yes. Hey. No, it's me a lot of the time. Um, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, Lord. On their backs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um. Yo, you're good. You're good. Mm. Mm-hmm. At all. Hold on, Dominic. Hold on. Go ahead, Naya. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on, Naya. Hold on. They can't. They saying they can't hear you. Hold on 1 second. Ah. Oh, brother, Erica. Oh, brother, child, y'all. This is 100% my damn fault. Hold on. Hold on. We trying over here. Okay. Why is it not? Oh, yes, I definitely had you muted. My bad. My bad. Thank you, Dominic, so very much. And I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all couldn't hear a damn thing. And Naya was going to church. And I hate to ask you. Well, I want you to continue, friend. I was writing little notes down. Y'all should be able to hear it now. Let me know if you the whole time. So, child, don't make me feel bad. Go put the whole time in there. The whole time. This is. Erica need to get herself a little producer over here. Somebody to just sit off in the corner, like, listen here. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all? I'm sorry. Can y'all hear Naya now? Before she says another damn word, cause she over here. That's also why we see each other. She's over here touching on so many other things that I feel too. Naya, talk for the people and just say some things so make sure that they can hear you. Erica, please. Erica, please. Hey, Supernova, welcome in. Y'all ain't telling me if y'all can hear her or not. Can't knock the Degrassi through the dark. The continuity of this show was successfully ongoing for a long time till it wasn't. Yeah. Um, can y'all hear? Nobody's confirming. Can y'all hear Naya? Let me check on my phone since y'all trying to. Now y'all trying to make me suffer. That's what that is. Okay, say something, Naya. I don't think it's you though. Let me. Oh, it might be actually. Hold on. Discord. I'm resetting again. All right, Naya, say something now. It says that you're coming through on the browser. Can y'all hear her? You can hear me, not Naya. I don't think it is. Hey, Kofi. Nothing much. Can y'all hear Kofi or Naya? Either one. Let me turn that off and then turn it back on. This is wild. Voice chat, Discord. It might be because I'm on. Honestly, it's probably because I'm also streaming to X, and for whatever reason, it acts weird as hell when I try to do that. No, you can't. No, you cannot. Okay, let me try one more thing, and then Twitter's just gonna have to lose it because I really think it's Twitter trying to be cute and hijack my audio. Mm-mm-mm. That's okay. That is fine. X. Testing. Can y'all hear them now? Can y'all give me some tests? Oh wait, no, I can't hear y'all. Are y'all talking? Oh, now I can hear you. It's grainy, you said? Okay. All right, Twitter, you're getting kicked out of here. Is it better now, y'all? Or is it still staticky? Not just a little bit. All right, let me. Hold on one second. Ciao. All right, I'm gonna reset now that I closed out Twitter. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. You're back. Y'all should be able to hear them now. If y'all can't hear them now, I don't know what to tell you.
All right,
I
cool.
quite literally don't know what to tell y'all if y'all can't hear them now. Because I done did everything. Everything that is to be done. Can y'all please let me know? Can y'all talk Kofi and Naya so that the people can let us know if
Hey,
we
Hello.
can
what's
hear
up,
them?
people?
If
Hello,
they
what's
can
up,
hear them.
people?
Come on, Kofi. Let's bring out the sportscaster for a moment. Give us something.
Okay, hey, how y'all doing? What's up? I just got back from work, so might be a little tired, but I'm straight.
Come on, just got back from work. Yes!
Yeah,
Glory.
Yay.
yeah.
The
All
double
right,
is alive.
all right.
Glory. 2025, we're rebuking Erica's technical difficulties. Send her
Yeah,
help, Lord. Dominic, we good?
all right.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
good. We good on the YouTube.
Hey.
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you
All
so
right.
very much. Okay.
No
Naya was
problem.
really getting to what needed to be got to as it pertains to Amina and
Mhm.
Khalil, two characters who are now shifting into a formation where they're going to carry this damn show on their back. Uh-huh,
Correct.
uh-huh. But specifically for Amina, the evolving of the missing Mo and what that is going to do to her as a young woman trying to make her way through this part of her life, this time period in her life. I don't want to put words in your mouth now, but there you
hmm
go. To like get you back on that.
Okay, yes. So Khalil and Amina are carrying the show for me. And I don't know how much they heard, but I was just saying that because Khalil is connected to Jordan, because we were talking about bridges and like the old and the new, Khalil is the bridge for Jordan, vice versa. And now Amina and Layla are sort of that tether. And I think that having Layla be the main sort of bouncing point for Amina to kind of be the first one to relay some of her angst and some of her feelings, just this hyperfixation of like her independence and wanting everyone in her life to see her as an adult and as a woman. That is all stemming from this absence and the void that she feels of her mother not being there. And I think that I was touching on the fact that with Layla and Amina's conversation, in sort of the first half of the episode, I felt like almost that Layla was holding back, in terms of what she kind of communicated to Amina. And I felt when I came away from that scene, I was like, well, dag, I felt like Layla was holding back a little bit, and I would have liked Layla to kind of get in a little bit deeper with Amina.
Mm.
But it really wasn't until Coop and Layla had the conversation towards the end of the episode where Layla essentially validated Coop's concerns about Amina, and Layla was able to kind of fully put it out all on the table with Coop because they have that friendship where they can be completely honest and frank. And so Layla was able to verbalize more with Coop fully where this place of angst is coming from Amina, and sort of kind of almost foreshadowing how it can not foreshadowing, she really kind of said like how it can really manifest into deeper ways because Layla has been there with the depression and the suicidal tendencies from the absence of her dad and her mom. And so that like really that conversation with Coop really highlighted to me like, oh, like it wasn't that Layla was holding back with Amina. She was trying to toe the line with Amina of like what to say and how to be a place that Amina can confide in without pushing her in either direction, because she is so hyper aware of what Amina is going through and not having anyone to like talk about it with, because Layla didn't have that safe place to verbalize these feelings. She wants to be that for Amina, but she doesn't want to almost overtake certain roles and responsibilities that
Yeah.
only Coop and Preach can really, they're responsible really for being able to help Amina figure out how to deal with these feelings, because Amina could maybe also have resentment towards Coop and Preach based off of what she knows. We haven't really gotten that insight yet, but there's something there. And because she's at that place where she's a teenager, she has all these questions. they're becoming even more like questions are becoming more questions. Like ultimately, this was always going to come around the bend, and they're
Right.
all going to have to face this void that is Mo, and how Preach plays a role in that, and Coop plays a role. So I think, yeah, with Layla, it just illuminated like Layla was just the perfect person and the only person that could really like bust the door wide open in terms of like Amina's storyline because she's been there. And so I think with that conversation with Amina, she just didn't want to push Amina. What I picked up on, she didn't want to push Amina too much in either direction because obviously Amina values her opinion. And so, you know, telling her a little bit to feel safe, but not so much that it puts Amina in either direction. So I just thought that was brilliant. I don't know if I want to put it so much on all American writers, but I just think because of who Layla is as a character,
And see,
it's
that's
just
where I struggle with that. Like the first conversation specifically with Layla and Amina, I was really
Mhm.
kind of annoyed. Like I thought that
Right.
they had
Same.
the best, they had the perfect alley oop, and for whatever reason, they had her instead of dunking it, they had her lay up the ball. And I say
Right.
that specifically not for what she was holding back from Amina. I just felt like her response wasn't fully truthful to her experience. Like
Mm-hmm.
when Amina asked her, how did you get people to see you differently when you were younger or not put you in a box when you were younger?" I was just like, girl, she never, or stop looking at you like a child or something like that. I was like, she never got to experience that. She never got to experience being regarded as someone who should not be listened to, could not make decisions for themselves, was not mature enough to move through the world and like have full command of themselves. Layla did not get to experience childhood. So while you are very concerned about people coddling you and over fussing over you and putting you in a position to only be able to navigate this world like a child, and you're struggling with that, Layla never experienced that. So at the beginning of the conversation, I was so excited because I'm just like,
Right.
not, we're going to get a 2-for-1 because yes, Amina is dealing with these very real feelings which are exasperated by her not having a mother, but then Layla gets to now go back and unpack a thing that we never really got to watch her fully recover through or like heal through. It's just kind of like, oh nope, she's fine now, she's not worried about it anymore. But you literally left your dad. You had a whole moment where you told your dad you didn't feel safe. You left your house and moved out of your house and moved into your quote unquote best friend's house slash your, childhood friend's family home in order to put yourself in a position to not be the person who was having to make all the decisions for your life, and to be able to get closer in proximity to a child's place at 18. You did that. This is the moment where I felt like the conversation just could have dived a little bit deeper into that, and like us have Layla speak to that, and then they figure out how it actually works for Amina in the process. But it,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it gave, well, Layla has to have the answer, so she's gonna tell him this, and I'm just like, that's just not true. Like, she didn't let people put her in a box. That's not true. She spent most of her high school career being in a box, the perfect straight A, preppy, like well-to-do, got it all together girl. You were quite
Yeah.
literally in a box. You were just in an adultified box for a very long time.
Mm.
Yeah. I agree. That was kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like I just chalk it up to all American writers. Like with Layla, you're only gonna get so much. And I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
guess the Coop conversation for me was like, okay, she's hyper aware, and at least with like if it's not gonna be Amina, then at least she is speaking more from an honest place with someone she can do that with. So I feel like with Layla, the answer was almost sort of to Amina because in my mind I was like, well, Layla hasn't fully dealt with this either, and I don't think we're ever going to fully see her deal with it because they have kind of deterred Layla's storyline when it got to
Mm-hmm.
a certain point. Like I don't feel like she's really resolved the feelings with her dad. Like, sure, they showed that they're in a better place in seasons past, but I don't know if I fully believe it. And then with her mom, like I just don't really feel like I don't feel like we fully saw like her fully flesh those feelings out. It just became more about the depression, like what was a reaction or a result of losing her mom. And I
Yeah.
feel like with Layla, we've gotten to a certain point with Layla, and I think once it became somebody else's show, I'm not gonna say it, but once it became somebody else's show, Layla's storyline, like to me, fell to the wayside once it got really,
Yeah.
really, really like deep. So I think that even the answer to Amina, I think is kind of surface because it's kind of where they have Layla at in that regard. And I think that Layla could only give Amina what the writers want Layla to give Amina because that is the
Right.
place that Layla's stuck at. So that's why
Yeah.
I was annoyed with it as well. And I was like, well, dag, I know I'm not tripping. This could have been way deeper because the
And it's
perfect
right
person for
there.
Amina, right? The perfect person for Amina to go to or to even feel comfortable expressing these feelings to is Layla because she is
Mm-hmm.
the one who went through this and not carbon copy,
And
but
and not
basically,
carbon copy. Quite literally,
quite
if you really
literally,
think about
yeah.
it, Amina is asking for what Layla lived, and Layla is the
Mhm.
cautionary tale for it. So that's what to me it made it feel like, oh, this is perfect. Oh wait, y'all not gonna go. Wait. Why is she
Right,
saying? Why is she giving this hallmark as? Why she ain't telling her the real? Of like what
right.
she experienced, and it's not that you can't even be like, oh well, that's not really how she feel. It is how she feels. She left her whole house behind it.
Right. So I just feel like with that, I just was like, okay, whatever. This is all American writers just not really fully being able to allow Layla to bite the carrot. So they just let her nibble on it. So I'm just like, whatever. So
Mm,
that's why I was like, when we got to the conversation with Coop, I kind of felt like, all right, at least Layla is being honest and like cutting out the hallmark answer of like what she's gonna tell Amina. So I think for
yeah.
me, I formed it as okay, well, she's just towing the line with Amina because she doesn't want to really go full in deep like, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
understand why like you don't want an impressionable young teenager to bite anything too hard, but then also understanding that's my excuse to excuse the writers just never letting Layla fully just have a meal. So I was just
Right.
like, at least the conversation with Coop to me kind of felt like, okay, like that now, like now we can have a bouncing off point to have Amina delve into this story more, and it's hopefully it's not going to be something that's just left by the wayside. So
Yeah.
that's how I felt with Amina's. And then I don't know if the audience, the crowd heard me when I was talking about Khalil and Amina.
No, they didn't
I
hear
just said
anything.
that, okay, well,
But
I'm just
before
going
we
to say,
go into Khalil and Amina,
okay,
Kofi, did you want to add anything as it
oh, that's
pertains to
it.
Layla and Amina?
Yeah, I thought that conversation, I thought it was going to be lacking because I wanted Layla to speak the real, because if anybody could understand the thought about being a young woman growing up without a mom, it'd be her. But then we got the insight when she had her conversation with Coop, so it was like, okay, so we filling the circle a little bit, and and it was a much grounded conversation, and I appreciate it. So it's just it's so tough because I feel for the girl, because she 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 doesn't know Mo as the terrible person that tried to kill Coop and was a terror to the community. She just knows her as her mom that
Mm-hmm.
she loved dearly from Philly. Like, she didn't know about the gang life and all that, which is weird because I thought that she might have had an inkling about it, because I remember in season 4 when she was asking Preach about what happened to her mom, and and Preach didn't want to go there, and they said, well, if Uncle Tyrone was around, he'd know what to do, and so it makes it seem like she knows, but she doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, from that standpoint, I'm gonna need a little bit more context for that. But honestly, I feel for the girl because she's growing up and she doesn't have a that person in her corner to help her navigate the things that Layla was talking about. So I hope this storyline hits, man. All American, don't let me down now. Like, you're working with something here, so that's what I think so far.
Yeah. Okay. Naya, you want to talk about Amina and Khalil? And again, remember that your good sis told y'all. I had told y'all. One of these
Told
years,
y'all.
y'all gonna trust me. Go ahead, Naya.
Do this. Always, I just wanted to bite my tongue because I just know how this universe is, and so I didn't want to speak too soon. I definitely needed to see this episode to fully like validate. But Khalil and Amina were never giving just siblings. I'm so sorry to tell the people. Um, there are qualities there that give like if they were to do it right, that they, to me, are endgame for each other. And I'm not even like endgame. I use that loosely for everything,
It's
but
that
I
part,
just
Naya.
like
It's that part. I'm like, I watched this episode and I said, "Do y'all got my ass rooting for an end game?" And I swore off of them
right,
motherfuckers. I swore I was never, ever hopping in another end game ship ever. And then here I
exactly.
go.
But I just feel like there's meat there, but I think for me, this is why I'm heavy on the it needs to be done right because they are young, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that they need the writers. It would behoove them to allow Khalil and Amina the space to breathe as separate characters before they introduce any relationship or get involved in any kind of way. I think it would just muddy the waters, especially right now when they have just busted the door open, wide open for Amina's individual journey. Like we have had it with Khalil for the first two episodes, and the third episode was just a either further development of that. But I
Yeah.
think Amina needs that as well. And I think that unfortunately, Khalil and Amina's individual journeys are going to conflict with any kind of relationship they can have at this point, at this moment, and it needs to be that way because Khalil needs to
It
find his self
does.
worth and sort of who he wants to define himself as outside of everything else. And that even means outside of the validation that Amina gives him. Because while it's with good intention and with love, I think it's almost a crutch for Khalil, and Khalil needs to be able to stand on his own 2 feet without Amina constantly being behind him every step of the way to be like, you need to do this or you can do this, you need to stop whatever. Like I think that he needs to be able to build his own character outside
Mm-hmm.
of all these other influences so that like he can just feel and be full and he's not
Yeah.
there yet and that's okay and neither is Amina and I
But
think
see, you
that
know what? Like, what I really appreciate about this, and you really hit it at the beginning when you were, first starting to discuss this, their personal journeys are going to conflict as it pertains to them trying to come together romantically. And this is exactly how you take the similar elements that we got in the original season of All American, but do it in a natural way. Because if we were to, while it didn't happen the exact same way, when we saw this before, it was Layla and it was Spencer. But
Mhm.
it doesn't scream that. Like when I tell y'all,
No.
we do not need you as the writers to be like, here's
No.
Layla's language, here's Spencer's language. Y'all go ahead and like, look, they are basically them. But this is honestly the setup for that. And I think that that also might be what is exciting me because I think that they got really short-sighted when it came to those two and that particular
Mhm.
relationship and how they handled it and the amount of time that they actually gave it. So you're right. I think that Amina and Khalil are definitely going to need time, and maybe this is going to be a redemption for what those archetypes in reference to those two types of characters attempted to come together, but still dealing with very real big things in their personal lives that could prevent that, what that actually looks like, because we were underserved in how it was presented the first time around, and we're set up really nicely
Right.
this time.
Exactly. I just also wanted to add before letting Kofi add his thoughts. That I think that moment between Khalil and Amina towards the end of the episode, I think that was bound to happen because I think that Amina's feelings for Khalil are so like outwardly overwhelming. And I think even that ties into Mo and her absence because this whole thing for Amina is her trying to get everyone, including Khalil, to see, hey, like I'm grown. Like I don't need you to treat me like a baby. Khalil, I don't need you to protect me like I'm some, fragile egg. Like, see me, like, look at me, like I'm here. And I think that is still stemming toward this need to be hyper independent that is still leading to Mo and that absence. So I think even her overwhelming feelings for Khalil, I'm not saying they're not pure. I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
that it is also being fueled out of a place of like, I want to be seen as this, and you're not seeing me. And so like even my feelings towards you. So I think that moment of like her trying to lean in and kiss him, that was bound to happen at some point. And
Yeah.
I think with Khalil, it's not about like it feels like outward rejection, but I think for Khalil, I think he is so like when it comes to Amina, I think there's so much confusion about what she like even to contextualize those romantic feelings that I think he has for her, but I think that he has this responsibility to look after her. He says that all the time. Like, I promised Dion, I think that's his name, that I would look after you. So that's a main thing. And then B, they are such true friends that is something that he's been able to lean on, and I don't think he wants to lose that. So I think
Exactly.
that, on top of the love and care that he has for her, is why he is moving the way that he is with her. And I think that even in that moment, it's this moment of like confusion, of like there's probably subconsciously he wants to lean in, but I think there's something holding him back, and it's because, like, I just feel like he's on this separate journey, and he does not have all the answers when as it pertains to himself. So I
Yeah.
think he doesn't have those answers when it pertains to Amina, and I feel like that's okay, and it's brilliant writing to keep on writing it that way because they're young. And I think that Khalil and Amina have so much there that you don't need to force them into something so immediately. Like, there's a lot of meat that has to be chewed off the bone as for them as individual characters for it to stand on its own 2 feet before they even come together, and that was not fully done in the original.
Yeah.
So if
But
it's
also, you
redemption,
can't. I don't think that they should also try to force them apart either. What
no,
I
no.
oh my god, what I just loved. Oh my god, it might as well have been gravy on a biscuit, baby, because the teenage angst, the
Mhm.
very visceral feelings that come along with the things that were happening in this episode, it felt so damn authentic. It felt so real.
Yeah.
The secondhand, the embarrassment, the secondhand embarrassment, like I said, the teenage angst and the bubbling up of feelings, the like yearning,
Mm.
all of that was so palpable and done in a way that was just so amazing. And I need them to toe this line very well of like not
Yeah.
forcing too much, but then also not forcing a retreat, of like allowing the Amina character to naturally come to them on the page, because Alexis is doing a phenomenal job. Like, we have been giving
Mhm.
the actor who plays Khalil his props since the beginning, but it's in this episode where I'm like, okay, Alexis is not
Yeah.
coming to play, and she's going to
No.
give what needs to be gave. And to me, I think while I enjoyed the first episode this season, with those feelings in particularly, like really being able to like taste the teenage angst, I'm like, this is a YA drama. This is where we need to
Mhm.
hover. These are the feelings that you need to be cultivating. We're finally back at a place where we're watching young adults do young adult things, have young adult feelings, when for so long I felt like we're just watching a bunch of grown ass people who happen to be in high school about to go to college. Oh, they happen to be in college, but they still pushing 40.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, no, I don't think they should be pushed apart. I do think that, I think it would even be a part of Khalil's growth to be able, because I know he was going to type something to her, but he didn't. Like, even him going to her, and they have that conversation to be able to establish and then reestablish, okay, this is what it is and this is what it needs to be right now, and then kind of just let that rock. And I
Yeah,
think that could all be a part of the development as well, because I think they still need each other. They're very full, like very important for each other's
for sure.
individual journeys too. But I think we've just seen the show for like too long. Like, we can't ever have that real conversation without it being one extreme or the other. And I
Yeah.
think that they need to be able to find that middle that they had in the first season, to be able to have these characters be in each other's lives. Like, when Spencer and Olivia were just friends, like, that mattered and that felt more natural than what it's turned into. And I think if they can just get back to that place, then it's gravy. But we
Yeah.
got to see.
Yeah.
So yes, I
Kofi,
agree.
you got some thoughts on Khalil and Amina? And wait,
Oh
before you
dear
go, Kofi,
Lord.
actually, Micah said Khalil and Amina aren't going to happen right now. It's clear, especially after this episode. Amina is probably going to fall back, and unfortunately, probably fall back to KJ. When I tell you that whole
Mhm.
part,
That
we
is
gonna get
so.
to the
We are.
vortex forming of it all. So don't speak on that, Kofi. But
Yeah.
Uh,
Amina and Khalil, and then also I'm gonna welcome in Erica James. Hey Erica, welcome in, boo. We're gonna let Kofi share,
what's
and
up?
then you can jump in. Go for it, Kofi.
Oh dear God, have mercy. Where do I start? This was a lot. I feel bad for the both of them because I feel like they knew what that was. And I think part of Khalil's hesitation also is like, I think you mentioned this last live that
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't want to go there because not that he doesn't care for that girl. Oh, and run Erica her money for those who were saying that, oh, he only looks at her as a sister. That's cap. You can tell that this man, he got the hard eyes for this girl. Let's stop. playing, bro. Yo, run me my money, dog. Anyway,
Clock
like
it.
I don't think he wants to go there because I think he sees her as a safe space, and like he's in
Yes.
he's he's gang adjacent. Like I don't know if he's fully Crip, but like I don't think he wants to, that's the one guiding light in his life. This and then the opportunity that Jordan has given him. So if anything were to happen to her, not saying in danger, but like lose her, then he wouldn't feel like he could trust anybody or think that he deserves all the good things he wants for himself. So that's the only reason why I think he didn't go there because he
Yeah.
leaned in too. It just wasn't her. I
Hello.
rewatched the episode. he
Hello.
was about he was going for it too.
He was
So let's
going. He was
yeah,
like,
and
you
then
know
and
what?
then
But he is so like what I really respect about Khalil as a character, he is so present in his life. He knows the odds that are stacked against him. He knows like almost to a hyper vigilant position, which is what sucks for him. But because he is very aware, he is so calculated in
Yeah.
what he's going to do. Erica,
yeah.
Yeah. It's
talking about
almost like he doesn't.
Khalil in Amina. You got any thoughts on that? Or did you want to pop in? Because we were talking about Layla before you came in. I can't hear you, boo. It says that you're trying to talk, but I can't hear anything. Can y'all hear her?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Erica?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Girl, oh my God. Okay. So I just came on here to say how much I adore you and
Oh
I
my
miss the
goodness.
space. And as far as this new show, I'm only here for Layla Baker. Uh, all the other characters are just there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling season 7. I'm trying, but I'm not
Mm.
really. But I see you like Khalil. I see you are. He has a beautiful smile. I can't say I hate him. So,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to say I adore you and I miss you. And I'm going to always support you.
Oh, thank
And that
you.
little thing we had before, it bothered me. But
Oh.
I truly love you, Erica Vane.
Oh,
Okay?
thank you. And I appreciate you being here and all of the support.
Always.
I mean,
No
I feel
matter
like
what.
season 7 might grow. It might grow on you, like the more Layla we get to see of Layla, because that's your favorite character.
I'm pretty passionate about who I love. No,
Yeah.
it's not going to grow on me. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You like you feeling the show?
I am. I am. Where we are
Okay.
now. I didn't enjoy episode 2, but where we are now, I am liking it. I think that it is enough newness to actually be a breath of fresh air with strong elements that I enjoy from the original season. And they're just trying to find their footing in reference to how they integrated. Like last episode, I felt like they went OD a little bit with like having Tori and KJ say Layla's words and Spencer's words, and I'm just like, okay, that's too much. But where we are now, I'm really excited for where we could go. Um, while I am excited about the new characters, like I am happy that we do still have Layla on our screens because she has always been
Right.
one of my favorite characters. I again, I had criticism for them, I think, not necessarily allowing her to be as truthful as she could have been with Amina about what her experience was at Amina's age. But I also get it. They're trying to, be a means to an end, and there is a certain level of like, we gotta wrap this up before the end of the episode type that happens with All American. However, I'm not mad at where we're finding Layla this season. Um, and
Yeah,
also
sideline
I
though.
am allowing myself to um ingest and appreciate Jordayla in a different way because I'm seeing Jordan be
Hey,
pushed to
that's
be
the first.
better.
That's hey. Look, I'll take it because you already know how I feel about that couple. But right now, I'm not feeling them either because they feel sidelined to me. I get that
uh
Jordan's going to get his own little storyline, and then Layla's just. I don't want her to be just the wife. I'm starting to feel away.
I was thinking that was percolating in my brain of like you might not be feeling it yet because right now it's not centering them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we're gonna
Two
come
more
back to we're gonna
episodes, and
come
then
back
I'm
to
out if
Jordan,
it doesn't get any better.
and we're gonna come back to them and their relationship before we get out of here with the live. But going back to Khalil and Amina because I want to wrap it up with them.
Oh, okay.
Um, anything else, Naya, that you wanted to add? 'Cause I thought you were about to jump in before I was trying to give space for Erica.
Oh no, no problem. I was just about to say your point about him being so Khalil being so hyper vigilant. I feel
Yes.
like that just bounced off a point in my mind because yeah, I feel like Khalil's default is like not, you know how people like will blow things up, like blow up the good things in their life, like that's
Mhm.
like a default like self-destruction. His default is to run away and retreat because he doesn't want to blow up the most important things in his life and the things that he cares about. So
Yeah.
I feel like the way with Amina, the way he toes this line, and he was very present, like he was leaning in too, but I think almost like overdrive kicked in and like he remembered like, oh no, like
Mhm.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to go here because I don't even know how I feel about like any of it. So I
Mhm.
think that in his mind, like this is probably one of the most important relationships in my life. And I don't want to mess it up because I think he's still in this place of feeling like he's not worthy. And I think that that is a journey he
Yeah.
has to go through of feeling worthy.
Yep.
And I think that, Amina is like, if anything, like that's gonna come out more. So that was just it was a good point because yeah, I think
And
his mode is like I'm a retreat and run because I don't want to mess this up because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up.
and we also Naya don't know where Khalil is, right? Like we don't know where
Right.
he is on the sexual scale. Like we don't know if he's virgin or if he's
Hmm.
not. We don't know if he's had a romantic relationship or he's not. So like imagine the amount of pressure to know that this one action, if I kiss this girl, this now changes everything. Our entire relationship. Do I become her boyfriend? Is she my first? Like all of those, I could just imagine. Like if I was in
Mm,
that room and I was right in that moment, that is what I would be
yeah.
like in the parentheticals. Like I hope that the actor gets this. Like all of that needs to be weighted behind the eyes and the quiver of the lip of like what this actually means for a hyper vigilant character. They're going to be thinking about all of that. And again, we
Yeah.
don't know as the audience what his backstory is coming into romance specifically. Like we're just now starting to learn all of the things for him, personally that prevented him from being on the football team and may have prevented him from showing up to class every single day and all of those things. But on the romantic tip, we don't know. And the weight of that matters, especially if you are a young person, right?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yep.
moment was really well done from both of the actors. The writing, like you just felt it was high stakes, and it felt like a YA drama of like, oh, like this has implications if they do kiss and if they don't, and it just like, regardless, it's two different paths, and they're both going to lead somewhere. And if it's done right, really, really like just meaty and juicy. So I just felt like the choice to not have them both lean in, but Khalil be the one to like back away. Like I just feel like that has implications for something like really, really. I just think even more like
Yeah.
between him and Amina. So it's just exciting. Like, but it's always the caveat with me of if it's done well because I just don't know with
Speaking
this
to the
show.
performances though, y'all, did y'all see a difference in the two characters? Cause I did. I
Yeah.
saw mentally where Khalil was and mentally where Amina was, and I was eating every last moment of those like few seconds up. I felt like with Amina, there was a clear like yearning there, and with Khalil, it was such like, oh, caution, no, wait, I want to, no. But
It
Amina
was
Mm.
like
gave to me in her mind, behind her eyes, F it. We in it.
I'm
Like, yes, I want this.
I'm
I'm not thinking
here.
about stopping. There's no stopping. There's no breaks.
Yeah, so soft because I think like just the juxtaposition of like that scene compared to like when she was like digging in his ass like beforehand, like she has that capability to be that with him, and I think he needs that. But in that moment, in that almost kiss, like she was just a girl, like just a
Yes.
girl, like who wants this boy to lean in and be like, see me, like I'm here, and like just to see like the immediate feeling of rejection when he pulls
Mm-hmm.
back and she's like, oh my God, like abort, abort. And it's like, you feel like we've all been there. And it just felt like she just felt so soft and like such a 16-year-old girl in that moment.
Yeah.
So you see where she's really at. in her girlhood, and like we see who she's been trying to be, and it's like you just saw the two different sides of her in this one episode. And yeah, the actress killed it. Like I was just like, ooh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is
Kobe, how'd you
good. I'm eating
feel
it up.
as a man?
Yeah.
As the
Uh,
men folks.
uh, I've been in Khalil's shoes where I'm like, don't go here. Like, no, 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 no. Like, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Kobe said, I'm risking it
No,
all. I have no
no,
restraint.
no. She wants you. You want her. I know there's slurs, but sometimes, bro, you gotta just. I mean, you're a gangbanger, so what you scared for, bro? Like, come on,
Not
dog.
what you
But
scared for, Kobe. Don't do him.
nah,
My
I'm teasing, but like I understand completely. But you could see it too, like especially it was like after the game, way he picked her up with one arm when he was hugging.
With
I
the
think it was
one
just flex.
arm, bro. I said,
That was
Oh
Khalil,
just
yes,
please.
I peeped that.
Khalil,
Oh my
that
god,
was
please.
he's
that was flex.
unhinged.
That was flexing. That was gangsta. I'm not gonna lie, but like just his facial expressions, everything that happened up until he pulled back, like the actor who plays Khalil Antonio, like I saw, he was like, oh wow, you're acting, like you got all the emotions down to a T. So yeah, I'm not
Let's play
I'm a
that one. Like,
like as a YH watcher, like I don't watch for ships and all that, but this one I might have to put on my pom poms because this might hit, bro. Real talk.
Not you got to
They
put on
got
your
something
pom
here.
poms.
They got something
Yeah,
here. That's all I'll say. If
they
it's
got
done
something
right,
here.
they have
They got
something.
something. And it goes back to it's not like he don't like her. It's like I don't
Mhm.
want him. She's the only good thing in my life plus this football thing I'm trying to do. Like he said he wants to make it to 21. I am not going to risk that just for the whim's thought that oh we could be something. Now it's not I don't even think he doesn't think he's worthy. I think he's confident in himself. It's just I'm just not trying to go there. Not
Do you
there
think so?
yet.
You think he's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
confident in
that he's
himself right
struggling with some
now?
self-worth stuff.
Yeah, I think
Amina
he's.
has
I
to
think
affirm
he's
Uh
that man
struggling
way
with
too
self
much for
worth.
him to
oh
have to
yeah,
have a
yeah.
Yeah,
healthy
Well, yeah,
understanding of
okay.
how much he's worth.
Okay, that's fair, yeah. But you know
At
what?
a,
I
at a
mean,
RSET in front of everybody at that. That man did not care,
he
y'all.
did not care.
That
It's the
man
one
did
arm for me.
not care.
He loves her, and I'm like, it's not even about like he loves her, but it's about how to contextualize that at such like they're young. Like I just feel
Yes.
like people don't give enough credence. Like a lot of these YA shows, even All American in its time, like they did not really like a lot of these shows don't dive into how we feel love and how it maturates and how it evolves and like how
Mm-hmm.
many different shades there are. So I don't even think like he's beyond like he loves that girl, but it's
Yeah.
about the value that she has in his life and how he does not want to mess that up right now. And he also doesn't even know, I think, how to really fully lean into it because, like he does need to figure out his self-worth and how he wants to define himself. And I think there is enough of an awareness to be like, I can't fully lean in right now as much as
Yeah.
I maybe want to or feel like I want to like I can't do it because like if there's something holding me back, then that means that I shouldn't lean in. And a lot of people could probably take credence to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that just shows how much he does love her because like it's there. It's all over his face, his mannerisms, the one arm pickup in the middle of the hallway, like, bro, like
I
it's
said,
there,
Khalil,
but
whoa, all
I just
right.
think, yeah, his
it's the
awareness
nickname.
is super
It's
high.
the nickname for me. It's the
Oh.
nickname for me. Like
Honestly, y'all, and
I
Naya, you
love
was
them.
touching on this a little bit when you were speaking about the whole YA-ness of it all and the maturation of love and like how we love. Like when I tell y'all we don't need these children bumping uglies and hunching on one another,
No.
it's the man going into the gym. Going into the gym at crack a damn dawn, but at 6 a.m., he gonna hit that damn shower and make his way back over to Amina house to walk her ass to school.
Yes. Yes, him
What?
walking her to school. I was like, just the conversation, their banter,
Child,
like their friendship is so good.
yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
oh
so
like
my
good.
God.
That is
yeah,
what love is. Like, stop having everybody hunch on one another. You don't love me just because you want to stick parts of you and a parts of me. You love me when I'm in your schedule. You love me when I'm
yeah.
on your mind. You love me when you're considering my well-being. You love me when you down at the damn beach smacking alcohol out my hand because I ain't supposed to be drinking. That's when you
No,
love me.
mic
Yeah.
it's
drop. Mic drop.
Yeah, and I think that just like his awareness, I think his awareness of Amina is at such a hyper level. It almost kind of at like right now eclipses the awareness of himself. And I think that shows how much he
Mm.
loves her too. I think him being so concerned about her, like her well-being, her value, how she feels about herself, like how she feels about like the way he
Wait, it cut out for me. Hold on.
most more himself.
Okay, go ahead. How he feels
Oh,
about
what's up, my
himself.
mic? Okay, I
So
thought I.
intentional. Like, and it's like not out of malice or selfishness or like him trying to get something from her. It's just simply because of like who I see you as. And I want to preserve that. And I'm like, there's something so powerful about just that. Like, care about my
Yes.
well-being, like who
Yes.
I am. Like,
It's only been
girl.
3. Like I didn't try. Yeah. It tickled me. I'm not gonna lie. And then when he's sitting at the Beverly Cafe, he's like, "If I wanted to be found, I would have found it." And then she's like, "I got your location." And then that banter they had, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what it's supposed to be, bro.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, it's good.
Speaking of the Beverly Hills hangout, I clocked it, y'all. Now I clocked it with this trailer. I clocked why his ass is in Beverly Hills, and I will allow it.
Okay. Okay.
He don't want to be found. When you a hood, how do you avoid the hood? You leave it.
Right. There it is. Cause there it is. There it is. And I understand.
Didn't I make this point in the last live where I said it could potentially be a safe space for him, and then
No, that
we
doesn't
weren't sure
elaborate.
like how he got there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that wasn't you didn't elaborate. Not you trying to take credit for the revelation.
I'm not trying to take credit, but I did mention it, but I thought about maybe, like I didn't say definitively it's a safe space. I only put it out as a theory, and then, well, maybe it's just his way of getting away so people don't know where he's at. So makes sense.
But I
nobody
think
would look.
you did say that, Kofi. So like kudos to you. I think also I needed additional, like now we're getting additional visuals for like how he functions naturally. Like when we just got the first 2 episodes, we just saw him hanging with some gangsters, and we saw him running out of school. Like we didn't have a clear understanding of like he actually, to me, him coming in and working out early is like he has a very clear command of where he is, and he's going to utilize as much of his resources as possible. So while I still don't have the clear understanding of how he got his ass to the Beverly Hills hangout, I do feel like he's the type of person who will seek out solutions to his problems the best that he could possibly do. And maybe Amina told him that I applied to this place, you know, because she did go and like try to apply to get a job there and didn't wind up getting it. And maybe like that's where it came up for me. So like now I'm like, okay, with seeing the trailer and seeing his father show up there, I'm thinking that we're going to get a scene where he's very surprised that his father walks in on him, and that's going to confirm everything I need to know for me, because not only is he running from the hood, but bigger than that, he's running to keep distance from his dad.
Yeah.
Yes, very valid.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's good though.
lordy,
It's so
lordy.
good.
This is gonna be. They try to raise my blood pressure, them too. I'm just not
But
gonna
in
lie.
the
Like
best way, like this is what we
In
deserve.
the best way. I love this feeling.
This is all
I
we were asking
remember
for, what
this.
we deserved this entire time. If y'all are just
I
popping in,
remember
or if you're
this
watching this
feeling.
on TikTok, I am live streaming talking about All American. We are talking about episode 3 from season 7. If you would like to call in or have a Discord, you can go over to my YouTube channel where I'm also streaming and get the link for that. Shout out to TikTok, who's also now getting the live. Moving on, y'all. Let's go to Coop, because she is tied to Amina. And honestly, for me, this episode is a little bit weird in like me trying to get a better understanding of the position of where Coop is, because I never once it's cutting in and out, y'all. You said Valerie says it's cutting in and out.
It's okay now, but it's at least for me been doing it.
Okay. I did not think at all that Coop was like overcompensating or like hovering and helicopter momming Amina because of Mo. I just thought Coop don't have nothing to do, even though she's supposed to be in law school. And this episode really kind of to me blew where we're going to go with Tamia's character this season wide open, because I wasn't really expecting much, but now I'm like, oh oh, now we're gonna get a journey of guilt and shame and overcompensation and all of that. Like, how are y'all feeling about Coop's position in Amina's life and how the choices that she's making so far?
It's like she feels
It's weird.
guilty
The
because
whole show is weird. I'm sorry.
Because it's weird.
it.
I
I, oh, go ahead.
Erica, you got an
Oh.
additional point? Or you
no,
just
I'm
saying it's
sorry.
weird?
She was irrelevant in the main series when she was there, so I really don't follow her, and I'm sorry. Next, that's what I can say.
Not you saying next or Coop. When she finally giving us something, not you saying next. Go ahead, Kobe. What you about to say?
I think she low key feels bad because and I don't think she should feel that way, but she feels like it's her fault that that Mo is no longer there. But at the same time, like, she tried to kill you. No, she shot you. Like, what are we talking about? Like, she shot you.
She whole shot you.
She did.
Yeah, yeah. And if it wasn't for Preach, you'd be dead. And I want to get his disposition on it too, because not only did you killed the mother of your child, but you took out it's just a lot, and I didn't think we would revisit this storyline again, but considering that, Amina mentioned that you're not my mom, now she feels survivor's guilt, and it's like, what does she do now? Like, she's given her the space. Like we saw at the end of this episode, she gave her a space, but how long is she going to do that? And ultimately, are Preach, Coop, and Amina going to have to sit down and have a conversation and let her unpack her whole feelings about that whole situation? Like, I mean, we got juxtaposition when she said she understood everything, but like, I kind of want another conversation. Like, how did y'all explain it to her, so to speak? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that it's just interesting. I just think ultimately, like, I know all American writers like to forget the stuff that they write, but I think it was always going, once they made Amina a focal point, like, passing the torch, so to speak. I feel like this was always bound to come around the bend in terms of like having to resolve it, because what better way to do that than with Mo's child, like, who now has become such a huge part of Coop's life, and obviously Preach, like, and I feel like to not revisit it when it's I just feel like it's a looming presence. And I think that this girl desperately wants a mother and she doesn't have that. And I just think, as much as she understands, I think Amina understands the village that she has. And I think it's not filling the void. And I think that that's important to unpack, because as much as Tamia, loves her and her dad loves her and she loves these people in her life, like, they just do not feel what she's missing. And because that is connected to Coop and Preach, like, they're just all gonna have to unpack it. And I think that it's a really juicy storyline.
Yeah.
Again, if it's done well.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
Really
because
good point. And I have a question.
Go for it.
Okay, so wouldn't it be unrealistic if they didn't address the elephant in the room, the fact that she is the reason why her mother's dead? And it's like auntie. It's like, it makes no sense to me that she don't really confront her. She kind of forgave her, and
what we do know is that Amina knows that Preach had to shoot his mom, but I don't think that they actually gave her the details for what the dynamic was. So what I think we're about to go into when it comes to their storyline, and now I would love to know your thoughts on this too, is not only Amina navigating the loss or the whole of her mom not being there to help guide her through this particular stage in her life, but ultimately she's going to have to reckon with who she learns her mother to have been, and if she can accept that, which side would she would be on. Like, when I think about the character thoughts that would come up for this girl, who they're going to a place where they have to tell her everything. They have to be honest. So if they are honest about who Mo was and what Mo did, now you give this girl all of this information and she has to decide if her mom was good or evil from the lens of she was still my mom. And we're not there yet. So I don't think it's unrealistic for her to look at Coop like auntie, because she has yet to have to reckon and pick a side in reference to support or like admonishment of her mom and who her mom was. So that means that she has yet to need to pick a side or choose to get off of Coop's side because she doesn't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, like I think ultimately, you know, you needed these 3 episodes to really be able to even open the door because you can't just jump into it without the buildup. And I think that we've seen Amina in these first 2 episodes. I mean, we had a conversation about it last week where I felt like Amina just feels like she's on the cusp of something, but we just don't know what it is. And the one thing that we think it could be, we don't know if the writers are going to lean into it. And it's right there. And
Right.
so I think this 3rd episode confirmed, okay, y'all know it's here. It's not just something y'all are choosing to ignore. So now we're going to address it. And now I feel like because it was left so open ended, like Coop, you know, leaves her the text and essentially like is like, you know, is giving her independence in some way, but it's not like it's not easy, and it's also
Yeah.
not something that you feel like is going to go away because now Coop understands that this is way deeper, and she speaks it to Power like this felt way deeper and like way more.
Right.
So you
And
know,
that's
in
what I
Amina's
thought
mind,
too.
yeah, in
I thought
Amina's
she
mind,
overreacted with Coop. I thought that anger, that it just came. I mean, I get that she was a little embarrassed off of the not happening kiss, but she just kind of overreacted with Coop.
well, I
I'm
think
like,
it's all
why is
tied
she spending
together.
all that energy? Okay. Yeah,
I
I
think
do
it's
too.
all
That's
tied
why I said
together.
it would be unrealistic. I agree with that. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it just that's I think the brilliance of like sort of the way that the actress played it is that I mean she's coming right off of this rejection that she felt
Right.
from this boy that she like is in love with.
Right.
But now she has to see Coop, the person who's just
It's
basically been
always
a
in
part.
her face. Right. I
Yeah,
got
and
you.
that's been building, and I just feel like the stuff with Khalil is also in a way connected to
Right.
her wanting this independence, and that is connected to the void of her mother. So it's all connected. So I just think that it just Coop compounded on top of something that was already building
Yeah.
with the Coop aspect and her dad and like the hovering,
Hmm.
and then that
I
like
got you.
having
Yep.
Coop right after the rejection of Khalil. It just that is why it was kind of like a powder keg that was meant
I
to
agree with
explode,
that.
but it was always meant to happen in my opinion, and usually it happens in the messier way. So
Okay.
I just feel like they had to establish it first because you can't just jump full force into it without the buildup. And I think we've seen Amina be on the cusp of it. And now it's finally out to where Coop is aware of it. So if Coop is aware of it now, that means that Preach has to now become aware of it.
Yeah.
And that's where now we see how they all deal with it and how they have that conversation with her. Because in my mind, if she doesn't get it from them, she's going to start to ask the questions elsewhere. And, you know,
Right.
sort of
Yeah.
like if the writers are going to allow that to happen, because that can spur on a bunch of other things.
Yep.
So I just feel like the way that the writers choose to handle it now, of like, okay, Coop now is aware that this is something more than just,
Right.
I just want to be independent. And in Amina's mind, like, even when she when she got the text from Coop, you see that, you know, she has a smile on her face, like almost like kind of like there's this
Yeah.
cognitive dissonance of
Yep.
like I'm
Definitely
bothered by this.
building. This is
Like she thinks
building.
she
It's
won the
gonna.
war. She won the
Yeah.
war, but essentially she doesn't understand like really that you just opened up a door that has been kept closed this entire time and now we have to address it. So
Yeah.
it's the brilliance of how this episode came together and why like you know, this episode was needed, especially
Yes.
after like they tried to do some side quest in season 7, episode 2, and detract from this. They need to keep it here because this is the meat and potatoes, and that's why I just feel like
Okay.
Khalil and Amina,
Yeah.
they are carrying this season, like because they are. And I know that you love Layla and Jordan
Girl.
as well, and
Oh,
I feel
yes.
like they're connected. So like I feel like hopefully maybe it'll grow on you because I feel like Layla is the bridge for Amina and vice
It's
versa, and
potent.
Jordan for Khalil. So I feel like
I am
maybe you'll
just
see
not
more of them.
interested in that.
I wanna
I
I
don't
wanna
know.
hold on one second. I wanna address some of the
Yeah.
comments. So Nancy said Coop
Yes.
told her what happened during the episode in season 4 when Preach got arrested for Mo's murder. I think that
Mm.
she knows, like they said in the episode, that she knows that Preach shot her. She knows that. I do not believe that she knows the details, which is why we saw Coop actually say to Layla, like, she doesn't know any details. We gave her the gist,
right,
but she doesn't know any details. And the details are, your mama is a gangster. It wasn't just Uncle Tyrone. Your mama hunted Coop, a child, as a grown ass woman. Your mama
right.
not, and then you do know this, your mama kept you away from your damn daddy. So all of these things start to pile up in the column of like, oh wait, my mama wasn't a good person. And that's what I'm saying in reference to like, she's going to have to now reckon with that. That's going to be a big part of the story, specifically with the conflict of of Mo not being around, but it's going to have to take into consideration the entire story of Mo not being around, not just, oh, my mom died because this one thing happened between her and Auntie Coop. No, your mama was a menace.
Right.
There's a giant
How
big
old was the
elephant.
character when they told her? I'm trying to
I think
remember.
she was like 9 or 10.
9 or 10. So
Okay,
she was
versus
young.
we're like 16 now.
I think she's
16.
14 now.
Is she
Well,
14?
she's
I thought she was 16.
old. She got to be older than that.
Is she?
Yeah, because
I think
Layla
She's
said
in high
she was.
school.
Yeah, Layla said she was 16 in the episode.
16.
Yeah.
And she's
Okay.
working in a bar with alcohol. Yeah, I love
first
it.
of all, why is the Crenshaw hangout now a bar, Layla?
Okay.
Why?
Is she
Yeah.
working there and they got a big bar with alcohol? I guess she can just go behind the bar and just get her some vodka
Yeah.
and cranberry juice.
All
That's what
right,
I
but
want.
y'all, let's move on to KJ and Cassius. For
Oh
Beverly Hills.
God, Lord
When I
have
tell
mercy.
y'all, Cassius is going to stress me out to no goddamn end. When I tell y'all, we quite literally don't need Daniel Ezra, and this is no shade, because I could not do Daniel Ezra and the man who plays Cassius in one episode or like in one season, because this man embodies the like weight of the world, tightness of the shoulders, wound up to no end that Spencer had every last episode of every seat. Like, Cassius, please.
Yo, it's
Remind me
kinda
who is
giving-
Cassius. I'm sorry, y'all.
KJ's
Yeah, I'm
daddy.
so. Okay,
The
okay,
football
I'm
coach
there.
for Beverly.
Gotcha. Mhm.
Cassius is giving me if Spencer grown up as a man, like that's his whole. No, for real. Like
his stick.
if he, yeah.
I hope not. I hope
Oh gosh, it.
You know,
this
Bus
brother
Boy's not my
stayed-
favorite.
This brother stayed mad. Like, look at the face he had when Jordan
Stays
came and
mad.
gave Khalil props, bro. Like, dang. Oh,
Yeah,
When
I don't
Jordan
know.
walked into the damn hangout while they doing their little
Oh.
plays, I said, but Cassius, please.
He is
Relax.
so bothered. I'm like, sir, just
It gotta come from
relax.
somewhere. Like, why? Why? What do you guys think? You're good at guessing, Erica. What's up? What do you think? Why is he so bothered by Jordan? Like, it's like if Jordan is he just the face.
That's so interesting that you asked me that, because a lot of y'all are saying that y'all think that Bobby is Billy's son, or no, Billy's brother, half brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, y'all, and I haven't done my breakdown yet, but one of the things that was going to be in my breakdown is I feel like, what if Cassius is the half brother?
And you know
That
what?
would be crazy. That would be crazy.
It actually makes so much sense because he
That's the only way the
has
animosity
those
tracks for
envious-
me.
Yes, the envy that he has for, like, it just feels like Jordan, like her body, like this envy that he has for Jordan and like Billy, like it just feels like something we've seen before, like this underlying envy of something. Like this just reminds me of that Baker tree. So I wouldn't be
That's
surprised.
crazy.
Well, how
Hey,
old is
Micah, welcome
Cassius,
in.
first of all?
Hey, everybody.
Go ahead, Kofi, and then Micah, you could jump in. We talking about Cassius and what the hell is his problem?
I mean, I'm glad we didn't see the football game, because if they got stomped 48-14, that wouldn't have been entertaining to watch. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to see it just to give us the juxtaposition about.
Did you see Crenshaw? Did you see Crenshaw?
Oh yeah, they was balling.
Exactly.
Like, they was
so
balling.
we did not need to see Beverly's dusty behind if Crenshaw was coming like how they came.
But to me, it would give me like the visualization. Oh, this is a team of guys that really need. they suck. Like we have to build towards something. But aside from the evil eye he was giving Jordan, I thought it was the good thing about this episode is that he made KJ realize like, hey man, we're not there yet. Making them go to the Crenshaw game to watch. Like I thought that was important. But then again, I also think there are some ulterior motives on it too, because I felt like when he printed the score of the beatdown or whatever he printed and he put it on the wall, it was like he's not singly focused. Like,
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
trying.
point, Kofi. That's a good
Yeah,
point because I was just about to
Yeah.
point like that's a question I
Yeah,
had of like,
hold the point. I
oh,
want to
I'm sorry.
let Micah say something.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
yeah.
Oh no, y'all are good. I don't know. I think I would like Cassius a lot more if he was acting this way with Jordan of old, like the old Jordan. Like Cassius is me looking at Jordan in every season but this season. Like me and him, we would be seeing eye to eye if this was any other season but this season. But this season, Jordan has done nothing.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's why it leads me to think, and it's like a wild theory, but I truly think that the brother that Jordan is looking for is dead. And
Oh.
Cassius might be the son. I think Cassius is the son. I think that's the only this is the only way. Like he has no reason to actually be mad at Jordan for any reason.
That's a good
He
point.
gives that
Because the
opposite energy
age
that
thing,
Layla
that's the
though.
only
He
thing I
looks
was
at
worried
Layla
about.
totally different.
I was worried about like how could he be the brother if he's supposed to be the older brother, but Micah just went ahead and made the bridge for us, child.
There it
He
is.
could be the
There
son
it
of the
is.
older brother.
Because if we
Right. That makes
remember,
sense.
like Jordan has done this where he's so convinced that like he was convinced Billy Spencer was Billy's son. He's convinced that this coach is the brother, but I don't think he is. I think it's the same bait and switch of that's not the story. At least it's not the whole story. I don't think Coach Bobby's the brother. And I think Cassius's resentment towards Jordan and towards Billy in an extension is somehow related to the whole family of it all.
Yeah, I think that Bobby is a red herring, and I think he honestly like there's nothing more like other than he just cannot stand the he's tired of
Literally.
the Baker family. That's just how I feel
Which
with
is
Bobby.
Yeah,
He's
he
like, I'm
weird.
has
tired of
I
something.
wouldn't
y'all
even be
and
opposed
y'all's
to like
ways.
it being something of like you can see that he's gonna be the man that takes your job at some point and you feel a way about it.
Yeah,
It could quite
I
literally be that
agree.
simple to me.
It seems
It's
Yeah.
decent
weird to
personally,
me
but
because I remember in the last season that you wanted Jordan to come on the staff so much to the point where you asked Spencer, "Hey, can you talk to Jordan? I really want him to be the QB coach." So now all of a sudden you shift from that from last season to all now you giving him slip. You're not trying to hear him when it comes to Khalil. Like it's not making any sense to me.
I was
I
gonna
guess he's
bounce off
trying to
of
hurry it up.
I was gonna bounce off of Kobe's point too before I forget about the like I think my question with Cassius is like, what are you trying to prove and who are you trying to prove it to? Because
Yeah.
it just feels like he's so on edge and he's trying to make the prove a point and like trying to separate, his Beverly team from Billy Baker and like all of these things are like and we're thinking it's connected to whatever is happening between him and the mom. But I think it's that on top of like, who is this entity? Is there someone you're trying to prove something to, or you're trying to one up, or you're trying to, I don't know, get your lick back? Like, what is this angst towards? Because it can't just be because your family is separated right now. Like, I just feel like it's more.
Yeah.
And that's what it's frustrating me because I'm like, I can't fully lean into Cassius until I understand what is the problem. Because it
it's
just looks like
it's quite literally a
attitude.
very big problem. You ain't letting up off of it. You barely
Yeah.
smile. Unless we seeing Layla and your son giving you a break, you ain't cracking a damn smile. So clearly this is important. Now we just need to understand
Yeah,
why.
what's up with that? What is up with
Yeah,
that?
and it's like directed at Jordan for whatever reason.
It is
And I
very
don't
much
even
But
know
you
if
so.
he
smiling
knows that
all in
Layla
his
is
wife's face.
Jordan's
Yeah.
wife yet.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think, I don't think he knows yet either. I don't think
I
he's
don't
put
think
two and two
so.
together, which is
Oof.
weird. But that's gonna be a hell of awkward when he puts the. I mean, you beefing with the husband, but you smiling when you see old girl. I know she fly, but still, like,
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a way about that.
I don't even want to speak on it anymore because they got us on Twitter on X. They got us.
Not they got us on X.
They got me. No.
Wait, what happened?
What happened?
They didn't like us talking about Layla and Cassius.
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Oh yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah, we don't like
absolutely not.
They don't like us in the Twitter.
I love everybody, but absolutely
you ain't
not.
New to this, you true to this. You already know that being associated with me is already you were running with a damn fugitive in these all-American streets. You ain't never scared.
I swear, when I saw it, I laughed. It was crazy.
Because all you
should take that as a badge of honor. Like seriously, like
I'm like, if anybody was repping for us against our rebellion, it was Kofi. So I know Kofi wasn't in the scathing tabloids.
No.
It probably was Kofi's the only one over there with some sense. That crazy ass YouTube lady is talking again.
God dang.
Erica, I used to fight for my life on Twitter for you, girlfriend. I just want you to know that.
I really appreciate it. I stopped fighting for myself because the block button just worked too damn well. So it's just peace over here now.
Yeah, they don't like me. The Bolivias, oh my God, they hated me. I was enemy number one. I think I was blocked by every last one of them.
Yes.
It's okay. We have wanted signs. I love it. I love it.
No, I still think, in all seriousness, I still think that Layla could be the outlet where we learn more about Cassius. Because right now, other than KJ,
absolutely
the
not.
only person that I see him talking to at all.
And like for real, like Kofi, don't over damn heat, goddamn it. But on some real stuff, like to speak again to the genre of it all, the YA of it all, Layla is only damn 23, right? This now opens us up to be able to go into the storyline around like age gaps in relationships and like what is appropriate versus what's inappropriate. And like, let's do it. Like, if we gonna be here, let's have the conversations. Let's tell the damn stories. I'm not saying that the girl gotta fall in love with him and leave Jordan's ass, but feelings develop. People become attracted to other people, and then you have to negotiate certain things, right? Like you have to figure out what type of person am I going to be? Who am I versus who I believe myself to be? And though that to me, that's where the meat and potatoes of a lot of the storytelling in the drama genre specifically comes from. It doesn't come from these manufactured ass big shocking sweeping moments, but it comes in the nuance of like watching these very specific characters that you develop, that you come up with, watching them navigate the circumstances and the environments that you place them in naturally. So to already see that there's some type of chemistry and camaraderie with Cassius and Layla, and like to see that now she's becoming a positive trigger in what is seemingly like what he's seeing, because perception is reality in a lot of ways for people. His life sucks. It's whack. But the light bulb goes off when he sees Layla, and the light bulb goes off when KJ is acting right. There's something there. Let's explore it. And if you were too immature, if you were too emotionally stunted, if you were too ridiculous to even be able to hear that and not overheat, then baby, bless you. Talk to Jesus about it, because we here for storytelling.
Yeah. And I mean, I said, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Micah.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say, like, we've been too blinded by this whole, if a man and woman look at each other one way in All American, they're gonna end up together. Like, we need, like, it's the reason why these girls don't have friends. They don't. They're only stuck in this one vortex for this exact reason. They're not allowed to branch out, because the second they do, it becomes a whole uproar of, oh, well, she's gonna end up with this, she's gonna end up with that. Like, we got it. Like, they're trying to show a real life story. Like, we all have friends, and a married woman can't have male friends. And I just like it. That's all I really wanted to say about it. I think they'll go more in depth with that. I think him and Layla will probably have more conversations, and that's how we will get into the mind of Cassius and why he is the way he is. Because it's one thing to be angry, it's another thing to be angry for no reason. And right now, it's given no reason.
Yes, correct.
We were all we were all minus Erica, right? We were all understanding when I'm angry. When Smith was hollering, he angry. We understood why. Cassius, baby, you're getting to start over. You have a head coach position. You fine as hell. Body is tea. What are you mad about right now, sir?
You are grown, my guy. Like, you're not even a teenager. You in your mid-30s, brother.
Yeah, and so Micah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying to Micah's point, like we talked about it last week, and I said, listen, the writers have a bad habit of like putting stuff into the episode like for shocks and oohs and ahs, but they don't do anything with it. And they made a point to write a moment between Layla and Cassius. I'm not saying it's romantic or anything other than what it was, but it was a moment. And it would be foolish for them to not expand upon that, seeming as though they put it in the episode. It's not, certain people's fault that we picked up on it because I just feel like us in this group, we're active watchers. So I'm looking at everything. And if I see a moment, especially since I'm tuned into Layla more than other characters, if I see a moment between her and this man that we're trying to figure out who he is, engage his intentions and his motivations, I'm going to pick up on that. And it was loud enough for enough of us to be like, oh, what is that? And we're not saying it's romantic. We're just saying it's something else.
Sir,
I
need to check IDs.
Absolutely
the moment gave. I need to check your ID before you proceed, sir, because of Rob.
Exactly. Right.
AJ had to say, "Dad, like, really? Like, he's clocking it too." So it's like,
no, but I thought he said it about Jordan.
No, he said about Jordan, not Layla.
He's giving Uncle Perv. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
KJ need to chill because that is still your dad, and you see that he does not
that
like
little
this man.
Disrespectful mofo with the broad ass shoulders and the skinny legs. You about to be right up there next to Yasi for me, KJ. Don't step don't step
broad
wrong.
shoulders and a skinny leg.
You know what it's reminding me of? Low key, he's reminding me of Damon in season 1 when he called out, like when he said that the baseball team couldn't live up to their potential and their talent. When he went off on the football team after he got like sacked like 8 or 9 times in their loss. That's what it was.
Yeah, I agree with that. He do remind me of Damon. He do.
Yeah,
but
that's
Damon
what I was
also an MLB prospect. Like KJ did not bring his ass down to Beverly with the NFL nipping at his heels. Like relax, little scrawny boy. Relax.
They said he's the top 25 QB in the country.
That's fine. So was Spencer.
I'm laughing because y'all know that Damon is one of Erica's protected soldiers. We don't talk about Damon like that.
I mean, you can talk
here.
about him, but Damon was also I'm saying, he could have gone pro and he chose to go to college. This little scrawny ass boy who's worried about the damn locker magnets and people being his friends and don't know what to say. KJ, please. Yeah. You don't even know who you are yet. And I think that's part of it. Like, you got all this smoke for everybody else not doing their job on the field, but you running around here wanting to get people to like your ass. Relax.
Yes, trying to grow on your body. And you would like this with Damon too.
I'm making a connection with when y'all are comparing him to Damon is like Damon came in knowing who the hell he was, knowing what the hell he's capable of. So while and I did speak to the fact that his ass was arrogant, and I was on Damon's ass at the very beginning. So don't do me.
You didn't even like Damon.
He was. I was just joking.
I was on him. But he knew who he was. KJ don't know who he was, so I can't even really respect you of trying to speak to these people. They can get a different person any day with you.
Yeah, with you.
Well, I didn't say it straight comparison. I was like, it reminded me a little bit, not like straight up. Like that was all I was saying. I think he's his own character, but it just gave me shades of that. That's what I was trying to say.
Maybe
he
I agree.
He wishes he could be Damon. How about that?
Agree.
KJ is laughing because I just know there was going to be pushback with the Damon.
What you saying, Michael?
I was saying KJ is, to me, he's annoying. I don't know what it is. He's like a nuisance. He's just roaming around everywhere. He's
not roaming.
It's his lack of self-awareness. Honestly, I think that's what it is. It is him basically moving through like he knows that he's fine. He knows that he's QB1. He knows exactly who he's supposed to be, but I don't believe it yet because he doesn't actually exude it. So like he's walking around trying to fit into all of these different holes. And it's like, no, if you are really QB1, if you are really him, if you him, then you don't try to conform yourself to what this environment is calling you to be. You be who the hell you are and everybody else move around. So I think that's where I think the difference is. Damon didn't do that.
Yeah, there is a difference.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you, Erica.
Hold on.
I was just gonna say he's probably becoming the Jordan Baker for me. He's not like Jordan, but in terms of the character that I don't like, it's him. Like he's just every time
Oh
a
my.
scene came with him in it, I was just like, can we go back to
Uh,
Crenshaw? Because
I don't
what
know if I'd go that far.
He is
Okay,
heading
nothing
wait,
down
wait,
that
wait.
road,
Erica,
Mike.
Erica was next after Micah.
nothing in the story so far with KJ is compelling. Nothing is pulling me. I don't care about him,
The beginning
and that's
was. We said that the
None of
beginning
them.
was the separation with his
what about
parents.
the beginning. Well, no, like in this episode,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
really just
okay.
talking about this episode. In what, like he lost the game. We didn't even see the game. He comes to Crenshaw and he's watching the game the whole time. His father tells him some stuff. He talks to Amina, and then like it's just what is it? What are you like? What's your purpose? Is really my thing, and it feels like an outlier because
Mm.
the Khalil and Amina story is so strong, and then he's just there, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Erica,
what are
what
we
were you
doing
about to
here?
say? Erica?
Sorry. It's do you think Dion would have been a better character?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Oh damn.
Absolutely.
It's a
That's
hard
the
no.
Is
And
there a
It's
that's
absolute
no
hard
reason
shade.
why?
no.
That's no
Is there a
shade.
reason why? Okay.
Oh,
Okay. No
a
shade to the
reason
actor, I know, but
why,
I'm
to me, there's no chemistry there. The thing that KJ has working for him is that he does. Is that Amazon? They always make so much noise delivering. Anyway, um, the KJ character does have sparks to chemistry. So while it's not something that's like ignited a flame to make you lean in, it's something there. And I felt like Dion, if we would have still had Dion that's not playing football, that yes has anxiety, like Dion's story became centered around Spencer helping him. And then what? Like I really didn't care after that. Like, yes, you and your sister get on the same page, but then what? And then like him and Amina being best friends. Mm,
Yeah.
that would have
you
been
know,
weird. Yeah, I agree. I can see what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah. To
Yeah,
my
that would be kind
point.
of.
Oh yeah.
go ahead, Naya.
Um, to Micah's point about KJ, yeah, he's starting to regress. He was very irritating this episode. It was just a lot of temper tantrums of like, this isn't going my way, and like I just don't. KJ doesn't have a full grasp of who he is, and whatever he's trying to project, I don't know if that's real. I don't know what it is. I just think the lack of self awareness for me really hit with Amina. You
Naya,
see
I
that
think
this
it's
girl is,
that. It's the
yeah,
projection that he does constantly.
it's constant, and it's like you feel like it's such a job for him to have to put this act up. And I just feel like, who are you doing that for too? Like it's like him and Cassius have that same, who are you trying to prove something to? And I think that with his me clocking his lack of self-awareness was the Amina moment, where you see that this girl is like distraught, and like these interactions that you've been having, this one is different because clearly her mind is somewhere else. And like I just felt like he thought he could charm his way into improving her mood with the whole like, oh well, this whole like, well, he doesn't deserve you or whatever, thinking that he can essentially like, charm his way into their usual banter. And it's just like, sir, like you don't even get it, you don't even see what's happening because you're so busy trying to put up this front. And I don't even think you're doing it, but it's just like, please go sit down. Like that's just how I
It's
felt
that's
about
interesting because I kind of feel like that was the most organic moment for him of the episode. I didn't mind him actually trying with her in that particular space because she is quite literally the only thing that has been working. Like his communication with her since he's gotten there,
it.
this is the only thing that actually lands. Tori has pushed back. He done had a run it with Khalil, almost got his face shot off. He beefing with his daddy. He beefing with his team. But Amina has started to become like a constant. And like the last time he did spit a line, that was fire. Y'all know it was.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I
yeah, it
was,
was smooth
I
with
was like,
it.
okay, him taking another shot makes sense.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
guess I struggled. Like I just struggled with that scene on top of him just feeling like he was floating, and like it just felt like a lot of like projection and him, trying to project this, and like it just felt like a lot of that in the episode, that just the moment with Amina just felt like, sir,
Yeah,
I still don't think that like your clock your I don't know. I just felt like that's where it might have like came like to a screeching halt of like, oh shoot, like, you know.
But don't you think that's what
Maybe
it's
a
supposed
lack
to
of
do?
I mean,
no,
yeah.
like
I don't know.
I agree. I agree. I when first of all, when he popped up, I was just like, where did you even come from? Like he's just popping up everywhere.
Well, he
And then
was
when
at the
he
game,
says the
so
line,
like that
yeah,
makes
but
She
sense.
like
knows
So.
that,
it's
Kofi,
just
but
like
she's just yeah.
you popping up everywhere Amina is. It's like, and then it's like you said that already. Like it's one thing that's like he said the exact same thing. Oh, he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
deserve you. Like we get it. You think you can do better, but like it's just it's a constant like going around and around and around. Like say something different to her,
That's how I
something
feel.
that
But
could
I
help
feel
her
Micah said it.
in the
Micah
moment.
just nailed it
And I
for
feel
me. It is
like
what
the
it is.
man who don't know who he is, the little boy who trying to figure it out and wants to feel like big man on campus at QB1. He saw this work before, so why not try it again? Kofi, what you
Yeah, he
about
was
to
trying
say?
to. Nah, I was just gonna say, was trying to press his luck. I mean, you saw how smooth he was with it in the first episode. Got a smile out of her, so he didn't clock that she was okay. Maybe he clocked that she was crying, but he didn't clock like the severity of it. And then when he put
And
his
I
foot
don't
in
think
his
he saw the
mouth,
kiss. She thinks that he saw
no,
the kiss, but I don't think he saw that.
no,
Saying that he did. I'm
Oh,
just saying
come
that
on,
he clocked
Erica.
that
Come
he
on, Erica Vane.
You
he
thought
clocked
that
that she was oh.
KJ saw her kiss her almost kiss Khalil?
It looked like he was leaning in for a minute and he just kind of snapped out of it.
No, no,
He
no.
was
We're talking
there.
about KJ.
Oh no, when she walked up on him, I thought you guys were still okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she thinks that KJ.
Yeah.
She got embarrassed with KJ because she thought that KJ saw her and Khalil almost kiss. I don't think he saw that. I think he was
I
literally
don't
going off of what he knew before, and it's just
yeah.
like
Yeah, I
shoot,
don't
like he
think he
out
did
there like
either.
Steph Curry, just throwing them joints up every time he see her.
Yeah. I don't think he does. I don't think that he did either. I'm not referring to that. I'm just saying he clocked that she was upset.
Yes.
So I'm just saying like that lack of self like that's so I get it. Like I'm not saying FKJ. I'm just saying I can
And
understand
it's
the
not his
annoyance
fault.
with
He was just
KJ
standing there.
because I feel like I'm feeling the same way with KJ and I understand that like that is what's been working with him with Amina, but I just feel like because we're not seeing any traction really of like development, it does feel like this never ending circle of like these are the lines I'm gonna use. Like he already said the whole "Oh, I don't think he deserve like he doesn't deserve like we get it, KJ, we do, but like what
You
else?
guys
I
are
just feel like we're
making
waiting for
him
the
feel like
next
the black
step.
sheep, and
Like
it's
what
making me
is
want to
it?
protect him.
I'm like what I'm not
I'm a black sheep type of person, and you guys are making me feel like he's the black sheep.
He's
I'm
not
not
the
even
black
I'm
sheep.
not
He's nowhere
saying
near the
that.
black sheep yet. He's just uninteresting. We've seen
Yeah,
this
I'm
He's
guy
not
not.
saying he's
before.
the black
He's
sheep.
And
very.
to the point of
Which
like I
makes
think
me want
Micah
to
said
like
this.
them because if I see a character get a lot of hate, like that's how I love Layla. If I see a character get a lot of hate, I want to protect that character. And
But it's
But
not
it's
even
not hate
honestly, it's not
though.
even
It's
really
not
hate. Like
hate.
to Micah's point, we've seen this done with Jordan and Jordan did it better.
Right.
So it's
Ah,
more
of
of like that. I
course,
think Just Danielle has a really good point saying that KJ is underwritten right now. The actor is doing the moves with what
I
he
got you.
has as of
Okay,
right now. He's underdeveloped a
Right.
bit. Let's see what
so we're gonna
everybody's
give
do
him
with him
time
later.
before
Right.
we go there.
Yep.
Okay,
And then
agreed.
also just
That's
said,
all
"Hey
I'm
Jess,
saying.
welcome in." Boo said, "I'm giving KJ grace because I think he's underwritten right now, and his whole life has been uprooted not by his choice." And that's a
Mm-hmm.
very
Fair.
valid
That's
point
fair.
there. But even like how they have him not actually processing it, right? We get to see him
Right.
having a little toddler as seemingly teenager tantrums with his dad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you respect him or do you not? Because last episode we're watching, you have smoke and you don't want to eat the damn pancakes, but then when your dad starts to get down on himself right before y'all go y'all separate ways for the first day of school, you tell him how great of a man he is. Now you back telling him, did you even see the game? And you did. Like the way that they have him handling the separation, the being uprooted from everything that he's known, and like having him basically like pop in and pop out of the grief or the frustration that's tied to that is also not actually helping how the character is being viewed, because he starts to build up this, to me, this reputation of one projecting all his feelings onto everybody else and never sitting with it, which I can't personally respect because underdog or not, black sheep or not, like I always will ride for the characters who allow their emotions to hit them, and they're going to be, whether they know what to do with them or not, they're are not going to make their emotions everybody else's problem, and they're going to at least take the
Right.
time to feel them. But we get to see in this episode he's watching footage of his old team doing fine without him, but then we don't get a ton of time to know what that feels like, right? And then we get a bunch of exposition by way of Tori or somebody else coming to say something to him about X, Y, and Z, but we don't get to see him speak to his very real feelings about what's actually happening. So not that I'm struggling to give him grace, because he is in a very weird position with his family, approaching this and dealing with this separation, potentially a divorce. But when the character is kicking the can down the road and low key playing like it really doesn't matter, then how the hell am I supposed to make it seem like it matter or make it a priority to care about
That's
it? You know what
fair.
I'm saying?
That's fair. Yep, that's
Right.
fair.
Yeah. And I
Hmm.
think just Micah just spoke to, and Erica just spoke to, and just Danielle spoke to the fact that the fatigue is coming in now with the KJ being underwritten. And so it feels like repetition. And so even in the
Okay.
moment with Amina,
Okay.
it's not landing with me because I feel like it just has felt repetitive with KJ. So even though I feel like the moment with Amina, I can understand from Erica's point of view, was probably the most organic out of the episode. It's just not, it's annoying to watch us go through the
Yeah,
same cycle with KJ, especially when we're seeing
In such a
Khalil's
short period
story
of time.
progress, we're
Yeah.
seeing Amina's story progress. So I'm giving him grace because it's episode 3, and I do think he's working with what he has, but like I'm gonna demand more at a certain point. And I feel like I'm
yeah,
starting to itch because we have seen, I think
Yeah.
because we've seen it before, the time frame for me has sped up because we have seen this and it's been done better. And so
Amen.
I don't want to see this again. Oh, what are we
yeah,
doing?
And
I don't
quiet
exactly.
as
know. I
kept,
just haven't
y'all.
seen enough to make a judgment on any of the characters yet, really.
And
Other than
quiet
my
as
faves.
kept as it pertains to KJ. The one thing that I'm already just telling his ass I don't have no grace for is this love story. You
Oh
still
damn.
decide to fall
Which
your
who?
ass in
Which
love with
one?
Amina, that is on you. I am not shedding
Oh,
no tears with you. I'm not saying woe is
Yeah.
you. I'm not saying poor little KJ. She told you where her feelings were from the jump, and look at you. Look at
Yeah.
you.
It's
Well,
but
just
I
he's
mean,
a
he's
very,
all in
he's
the
a
other
very
girl's face too. You can't really. It's too early to tell. Is what I'm saying.
I hear you,
He's
Erica.
a
But
he's
his
a
little eyes
teenage
and his
boy.
little
You know.
he keeps shooting from half court and 3-point line as it pertains to Amina. So all I'm saying
Yeah,
is
but it's not
Amina.
to the point where he's not keeping his options open for other relationships, like the one that he's getting with that. What's her name?
Tori.
Layla
Tori.
wannabe.
I don't think
Tori.
there's
Okay.
enough there, honestly, with Tori. I think for me, it's Amina. Like Amina is who he has set his eyes on. That is the moment he has shared a kissing moment with her first. I think he is putting his eggs into the Amina basket.
I
And so
mean,
what
it's a
Erica's saying
kissing
from this
moment, or
point
did she
on,
Hold on,
just
hold on, Erica.
walk
Let
up
her
to
finish the
him?
point. Let her land the
I'm
plane first,
sorry.
babe. Go ahead.
from
My
what Erica is saying, we're just saying we're not giving any more grace to KJ regarding Amina because she has basically told you how she has felt about Khalil multiple times at this point. You see the writing on the wall. So it's kind of fall off the cliff at your own peril. With Tori, I don't think there's enough there. I think that yes, Tori is there, but a lot of it has been Tori telling him about himself and him trying to project this image, even with Tori in their interaction. So I don't even think he is not even fully there with Tori. I think that they are where they are. I think Amina is where his eyes are at.
I
yeah.
so
I
I
Hold
think
feel
on, hold
like
on. Let Erica
mm,
respond, and then we'll go to Michael.
oh okay.
And then
I
Kofi. Sorry.
just, I see things differently. I don't think that he's all about Amina. I think he's a young boy, and he's just looking at options.
Maybe
He's
not
talking to
all
her. He's
about
giving her
Amina,
eyes.
Erica, but you have to admit that we can clearly see that there's a clear string that Amina has available to pull for him. If Amina calls him, he will answer. If Amina texts him, he will respond. If Amina jumps at this point, he probably will say how high. Not even specifically because he's just so enamored with the Amina character, but because Amina right now also represents his only wins in his new environment.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
We'll see.
I
I'm
think
gonna.
there
I'll
was
reserve. I will agree to disagree at this point. I don't see it, but then I'm not looking for it because I'm not
That's
invested.
real. That's real. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Michael, what you about to say? Then Kofi.
I was just saying there was a recent synopsis that said that there's gonna be a point where he's gonna have to like choose a path whether he does goes with Amina or Tori based on the synopsis because it said something like Tori was given interest to him in more than friend, and so I guess we'll see that sooner rather than later, like who he actually wants, which I think he wants Amina, but at the same time he's just such a surface level character that it's just I already see it. I can see his path being one that isn't fully fleshed out, not like
Mhm.
Amina or Khalil, and I can see his character being left by the wayside. Because if like his
Mhm.
most Like he said, he felt his most organic moment in this episode was what he said to Amina. If that's your most organic moment, is regurgitating the same line that you used in the first episode, then what does that say about you? Like it's he's just not
But
the
is
character
that,
isn't
I don't
clean.
know. I'm gonna make this point, but then I'm gonna also go to Kofi so he can get his point off. Cause y'all, we got 9 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Is these people exist though? That's my biggest thing. So like, yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's regurgitated dialogue. But also that man exists. That boy exists. That young man exists. So, you know, not everybody in high school right now is like blazing through and evolving and allowing their lived experiences to shape him. Maybe he does get left by the wayside. I'm not necessarily saying that just yet. I do. What I'm saying is I understand the criticism, but I also think that not everybody can be the LeBron or the Kobe of the show, or even the Kobe
True.
and like there's only Kobe and Shaq, right? You still had Rick Fox who was great. You still, you had all these other players who were great, but they still played their position. And if right now this season, this first season um with the new cast is KJ is a number 4 and a number 5, maybe number 3 at best, then maybe that's what he's supposed to be. Go ahead, Kofi. Wait, Dominic, did
Yeah.
you want to come in and say something as a moderator? We messed up.
Erica, I heard you said you had 9 minutes, so I had to jump in real quick.
Oh, okay. So after Kofi.
All right, okay.
Oh, yeah, I kind of agree with Micah. So I'm hoping maybe in the next few episodes we get a little bit more, like in terms of him, because it just seems like he's just there, but he isn't there. So, and I co-sign Erica when his warning because, brother, most times when guys are in this situation, they don't have the information, but the girl outright said it without having to say it what she's feeling. So if you jump into this knowing what you know, and you're gonna end up being a sucker. So like, proceed with caution. Now
We're
this
also
whole
extending that
triangle,
to Tori. Tori, you fall your ass in love with KJ, you brought it on yourself.
Correct.
yeah. Well, that
Guys.
too. That's probably like this whole love square thing is about to be something. So that's all I got. So proceed with caution, my brother. I'm
Dominic, go
saying.
ahead.
Just don't have Khalil and Tori have nothing. Just don't do that.
Oh Lord.
As long as y'all
Lord,
don't
hold
get
on,
that.
y'all. Let Dominic share.
All right, guys. I really enjoyed this episode much better than episode 2. To half of the things you said tonight, I really wish that Lila did take the next step, but at the same time, I understood that she was towing the line. With this that whole scene with Khalil and Amina, oh my gosh, real television. I had to pause the episode and like jump up, like we are back real. If but again um. Nyla said that if the all American writers fumble it, well, you know what it is. We know what it is. But yes, and anything else, boy? I don't know what wrong with Cassius. The wife need to come back to slap some sentence to him. I don't know why he being on the way how he, I don't know why he beefing with Billy Baker's ghost. Like you could go by the cemetery and beef with him. I don't know what to tell you. And KJ, to me with KJ is that he's like the new kid on the block, but at the same time, as Erica said, he's trying to find his footing and with this whole Amina thing, but he needs to, proceed with caution, just as Kofi said. If you fall into it, we have no grace for you. And again, no sympathy points from anybody,
For
anyone
that
else.
part
Right?
specifically, we have sympathy for your parents divorcing and you leaving your world class team to come down here with these bums. These bums. But when
And
it comes
side
to
note,
Amina breaking your heart, you're gonna have to take that one on the chin, partner.
and
Hmm.
side note, is it just me or did his offensive line look like a bunch of grown men?
Grown ass
Like,
man.
yeah, I mean, even the Crenshaw football players look like high schoolers, bro. These are some men, bro. I
No,
thought
but
I
like
saw
even
five. Yo, go ahead, Micah.
no, it's fine. You can go. I was just like saying that even speaking to that, like the offensive lineman asked him to go over the
Mm-hmm.
plays, like to work on the protection. He didn't want to do that. He was like, "Oh no, we're fine," and you go into the game and get sacked. Like it's
Probably got
giving you don't
Correct.
care to work.
Correct.
he got sacked like 8 or 9 times, bro. Like you could have spent time with your old lineman, but you
Before we
know
get
what?
ready to get out of here, y'all, I did want to come back and talk about the Jordayla relationship and how we're feeling about it this season. Because I personally, again, I'm surprised, shocked. Well, no, I told myself because I don't have to suffer through Spolivia, then I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit more grace and a little bit more of a chance. I actually am not mad at what we're seeing, and I'm not mad at who Layla is um allowed to be within the relationship. Like, well, we already knew she was gonna be the voice of damn reason. But I'm actually finding little moments of chuckling and like, oh, okay, with Jordan like going off about, Coach Bobby, blah 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 blah, and she's just like, well, you were wrong. Well, this did happen, and I'm like, yes, exactly. As long as we don't have her just acquiescing and saying this boy is right and he knows everything and blah 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 blah, I can roll with it. How are you feeling about Jordayla?
In terms of the relationship, I'm not gonna. Okay, I've never been a huge supporter of them, but Jordan is pretty, Layla's pretty. Together, they look good.
They do.
So if just going off that, and I mean Jordan this season has been a good like he's been a good person for the most part. They haven't really shown much of the relationship. It's not like in your face, and maybe that's why it's kind of a little bit better this season
Mm-hmm.
because they're not like throwing it at you, and Jordan's not running amok and making a mess of Layla's life. So I'm fine with it as long as he stays the way he is right now, and as long as he doesn't go like doesn't take this whole like detective trying to find out thing too far. I'm fine.
I agree with Micah. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't really have any strong feelings for Jordayla regardless. But I mean, it is like it's just refreshing to see that they're just kind of there and they're not like consuming the screen in such a way that is triggering for me to watch. So I mean it's cool they can keep it in this space. And that's pretty much all you're gonna get from my commentary on them. Like it's cool where it's at, and yes, they're pretty, they look pretty, it's a cute aesthetic, it looks good. We could just keep it like that, and that'll be all. That's the only thing I'll have to say about it. Is just as long as it doesn't intrude and trigger the hell out of me the way it has in other seasons past.
Yep.
How do we feel about Jordan and how he's navigating his coaching responsibilities down at
We
Crenshaw?
feel we finally he's on the right path. Everybody snap. He's on the right path. If he just keeps a straight and narrow path, we shall be fine. You just keep
One
motivating
step,
Khalil.
one
You
foot
just
in
keep
front of the
him.
other.
Yeah, and I'm glad he was like, "F Coach Bobby, yo, Khalil, get in here and show you why I thought you put you on this team because like he believes in the boy and he believes in his talent and I like this and just I just hope to keep him here and hopefully he doesn't go down the path Billy went when it came to by any means necessary to win because Coach Bobby kind of clocked it when he said y'all Bakers think men feel like y'all the rules don't apply to you so to speak. So as long as he doesn't go down that road, it'll be good. And as far as the Jordale relationship, I'm glad like everybody was saying that they're not like putting in their face like everybody they're doing their own thing and then you have that one scene where they come together and talk. So I mean if they keep it in that space, I think they'll be solid. So
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead, Naya. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just
No.
saying Jordan's storyline is like I think it's interesting. I think they need to keep on the straight and narrow, like Dominic said. I think that there's even still like more to discover with how he chooses to coach Khalil and how that journey like really kind of blossoms. Because I think he's still, I think, trying to figure out how to coach and how to sort of be a cheerleader for Khalil in a way that's meaningful. Because he's not going to be Spencer. So like looking for that. I think I'm looking for that connectivity of like how is he going to be in Khalil's corner and like how he's going to flourish in this role as mentor and coach and so I think that is interesting though to see how that comes to be, and I think Michael Bailing has it in him to go deeper. So I like how it's organically coming to pass. So it's not like being forced, like him trying to be in this mentor role. Like I think he's trying to figure it out just as Khalil's trying to feel it out. So I think that's interesting.
I agree. Erica, did you have something that you wanted to add?
Other than the only reason why I watch is because of Jordayla. And I saw this way before anybody else saw it. I knew they were going to be together. And the fact that I only get like 5 minutes a episode, yeah, I'm hanging on by a thread. So,
Well, keep
because
on hanging
they're the
on,
reason I
child.
watch the show.
Hang on. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right, and I think there's gonna be more for them. Um,
I hope so.
the way that if I was in this room, some of the things that I would put in front of this couple, but we gonna see. We gonna see what these
I
writers
know.
do.
I understand.
Thank y'all so much for
I
joining
told you so.
me
I told you
on
so.
this live. Thank you so much for coming in. I love our little kikis. Y'all, how do y'all feel about everybody who's on here and also in the chat? You can post it in the chat. How do y'all feel about these Wednesdays? Like, I'm not really mad at this. Like, this feels like it gives people enough time to actually watch the episode, because on Tuesday sometimes people aren't able to watch.
It doesn't. If I want to be here, I'm gonna make it happen regardless.
Clock it.
I just follow you. You the girl.
Wednesdays is cool. It just depends on the time because I come home from work around 6 in the East Coast, so it'd be like, when is she gonna go on? So, but even if I catch the tail end of it, even if I log on and I speak for a few minutes, I'm cool with it. I'll just always listen to it on the replay. So, but yeah, Wednesdays is cool. Wednesdays is cool.
Yeah, Wednesdays is cool because I didn't watch the episode until last night. Like I don't watch All American Life, so I usually have it on record and watch it when I can. So I usually get home from work around 5. So yeah, like this is cool. And if I just pop in just to say hey for certain episodes.
What about
So
Christmas?
I always do the replay.
I'm still gonna do that after. I'm
Oh
about to get off of here now so that I could do that.
yes. Wednesdays are cool though for me. So,
Yep.
and as long as it works for everybody else, like I'll watch it some way, somehow, like on the replay, if not need be.
Okay. I was just curious. Thank y'all
Since I'm learning
again
you, I
for
hope.
another dope conversation. If you're catching this on the replay, you can feel free to still respond in the comment section and let me know your thoughts and your opinions and what you're excited for and all of that jazz. I will still be putting up a breakdown video, so be on the lookout for that. Also, what just went live is my preview, because I had scheduled that to come on right after the end of this live. So you guys can check out that new video, which should be available for you right now, previewing next week's episode. It's your good sis you loves to talk TV with. I will see y'all again next week. It's looking like Wednesday is working, so maybe it's gonna be next Wednesday for another All American live after
Thank
show.
you for having me, Erica. It was fun.
All right, no
See you later.
problem. See y'all next week.
Good
All right,
night, bye
peace.
guys,
and
All right,
bye.
y'all.
E.
Y'all, I always enjoy